When you see concrete, usually it means we're at Academy. And that's where we're at. We just had a big rain. We are in the part of the season where we're putting out the trail cameras, we're fixing the blinds, hanging sets, and I'm going in here to buy some lifestyle stuff too, just that comfortable stuff, and look around because you never know what can help you with that big buck work in here. That camera right there, guys, this and the reactor are your two best cameras. I'll tell you right now, this is one sweet rig. That one's sweet. Keep the mosquitoes off too. Well, guys, we are heading to Kansas. We got 2 farms that we got to doctor up. We got to get planted. I believe one of the #1 things to make your place better is food, food, food. And this is a brand new item we have, the Genesis 5. I've heard unbelievable things, but we're going to be planting the corn and the milo with this, and hopefully we can get this in the ground because we do have rain coming tomorrow. One thing with me is kind of my dream was always to shoot a deer on my own place, a place that I owned. And you know, many times I'd shot deer on leases. That's all I've been doing. That's all I did for years, and never had the funds and the know-how, if you will, to own a piece of ground. So when I got the opportunity to buy a piece of ground, I bought it in Kansas, 374 acres, and immediately I give it the name the woolly grass. The reason being is, you know, they had grass, you know, places 5-6 foot tall. It was in the CRP program. It was just the epitome of what Kansas is as far as growing big bucks. And they had shot a 238-inch deer off of it. So just an unbelievable. I knew the genetics were there. It set right in between some big ranches. So there wasn't a lot of pressure on the farm. So, you know, and I think the first year I would just say it was okay. We had planted some food plots on it, or one in particular food plot, and had quite a few deer on it. And it was okay, but nothing just wow.
First year that Jeff had this farm, we actually had one food plot right in the middle of this place, and we went in and sat on a ground blind, and this deer, that we knew was 3-year-old, really cool deer, just had a flyer coming off. He came in and we filmed him, and we knew he was going to be a special kind of deer. If we could just get some age on him. So the following year, we started looking for him, and we couldn't find him. We figured, you know, maybe he got shot by a neighbor or whatever it was, but we had another deer show up that had, you know, similar characteristics in a sense. His brow tines went up and kind of angled toward each other, and you know, we just started calling him the Starbuck.
That's right, just past his left. See the Starbuck? I could see him being forward.
We filmed the Starbuck I don't know how many times. I mean, he was a big-bodied joker at 4 years old. And then all of a sudden we get to looking one day and we're like, you know what? I don't think that's the Starbuck. I think that's that flyer buck. And he just looked so different. And so I really got to comparing the pictures, and I thought, man, that is the flyer buck. Coming into this year, we were definitely looking for him.
All right, guys, it is June 29th. And Jeff is out here planting soybeans, actually. And he had me go check a card that we had kind of by a water tank. We had a corn pile out. And he doesn't know it yet, but I have found, this is the Starbuck from last year, and he blew up. Yeah, I need to open the computer.
Oh, I like this. Dylan does this. Dylan's got a surprise. Hopefully it's more than a 120. That's where it's passing. Oh my. Triple drops. That's why you pass deer.
Well, he's got, I think, one on the other side, too.
Well, doesn't he have 2 over here? Oh, no, it's 4. Yeah.
He's got 4 drop tines. There's 1.
1 there, right? And 2 here? No,
3.
No, he's got 3 on this side. Yeah. But now that flyer has turned into 3 drop tines and a flyer. And as we watched this buck hitting the water hole, the water tank, it was unreal to see him develop. He ruled the roost. There wasn't another deer that ate there without his permission. This is the deer that I'm going after. We had some other big deer on the Caddyshack farm about 5 miles away, but I'd never shot a drop tine deer. 3 drops, a flyer. This was the deer. And I knew that I wanted to go after him early, and my plan was to put that food in, to stay out of there, and we were gonna wait for that cold front.
Well, my job at BuckVentures has always been the land manager, but over the last year or two, my responsibilities have changed a little bit. Jeff has started and opened an equipment company, which is kind of fallen on me to run, and I miss out a lot on this early season stuff, the stuff that I really enjoy, you know, getting to plant all these food plots and do all the work. This particular farm is a new piece that Jeff just picked up, and the setup was pretty much spot on perfect.
All right, guys, Caddyshack farm, first stand we've ever hung. You know, it's pretty cool. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen on this farm. I'm hoping we shoot some big bucks, but I don't really know a lot about it. I just think it looks good and it's in a good area. But we put up a muddy ladder here with a muddy right over the shoulder. This is a killer spot. If we can get this is going to be about 3/4 of an acre. Right here before they get to soybeans. This should be unbelievable. One thing, just reflecting back, the Caddyshack farm, the hard work that went in, we'd plant a stand of corn, we had a stand of soybeans, you know, and this place was good, but it just needed the tender care of no one being on it, and that's what we had done. This Murray buck, which we figured to be 6, he's a stud. And then it was off to New Mexico. Jaylee was going to be elk hunting, and you know, we're just waiting to see if there was a good opportunity to go after that flyer buck.
Well, that was close.
That was really close.
I mean, it's not the biggest bull, but we were going to shoot him. And I don't know what it was. He just come up and just, it's so still. 3 of us here. Incredible, beautiful down here in this dale. Bugles everywhere.
Well, lo and behold, we had a great time there in New Mexico, but as this coming to an end and we're looking, you know, we're steadily watching that weather. Sure enough, we look and we're like, dude, it is going to drop 25, 30 degrees. The barometer is going to be off the charts. This is it. That buck will be there.
Jeff called me on his way out of the mountains and said, hey man, we're getting a cold front. Meet me in Kansas and let's get after it. And well, you don't have to tell me twice.
A huge cold snap moving through the Midwest right now. Yesterday it was 98 degrees. Today it's supposed to be a high of 72. Big old 10 that's in there. And if he's going to show up in daylight, he's been real close and been some daylight. Tonight will be the night.
And Daniel's dropped everything and he's come up and he's going to hunt the Caddyshack farm.
All right, Daniel's
Up here we got to hunt kind of together for a day.
Yeah, half a day.
yeah, like 3 hours.
And I'm excited. As long as that wind will hold, he's going to be in a ladder stand going into what we call hole number 1. And I'm going to kill my first ever drop tine buck. In my mind, we weren't going to hunt, we were going in to kill. Well, hey guys, Jeff Danker here with BuckVentures, and many of you guys know my favorite thing to do is setting up farms to shoot big bucks. I do that a lot with food plots, and I need something I can trust. That's why I use Evolved Harvest. and we're getting ready, and Daniel's going in not to hunt, to go in to kill the Murray buck, and I'm going to kill my first ever droptine buck. The first step was access. We get out, hit the puffer a little bit, we walked that trail, worked out, we were able to get in that blind undetected as we had planned, and now the weight was on.
First deer of the night has come out. As long as this thing will just stay straight north, it's kind of got a west pull to it I just don't like. And there's no telling what's going to be on that side of us, but we'll see. I mean, the flyer buck's always back this way, so hopefully he comes right up this food plot, comes right here heading to the alfalfa.
Well, as the night progressed, deer started coming out of the woodwork. There was a pond over there we were seeing, and they were heading, and everything was just working out. And guys, out of nowhere, we looked down there, and sure enough, 400 yards away, there's a group of bucks, and there's the flyer buck. Where?
Well, it's been quite a bit slower than I thought it would be, but the wind's laying down a lot right now, so maybe they'll get up and move soon. We'll see.
Well, you know, as that sun went down, like I said, and we noticed the first buck, actually, you could tell the other ones were there. It didn't take very long to realize this was the group of bucks that we'd had on camera, and this was the ones we were after. And of course, like they do, instead of coming out and reading the script, for the most part, they had to walk right up underneath the tree. You know, we were in a muddy ladder, and you know, obviously when you climb up a ladder, a lot of times you got to touch it. And you know, we'd sprayed down, and luckily for us, that's what was our saving grace, was the fact that we had sprayed down, because we touched the ladder, and that young 3-year-old, he actually walked over and was standing at the base of the tree first, and kind of put us in a situation where we couldn't move.
Smoked.
About that opening night, start of the season. There was another deer behind us back here. Did you hear it? Yeah, that's what they kept looking at. Man, that's unbelievable.
12 yards quartering away, boy. It's one of the best shots I've ever had, and luckily for me, I was blessed enough to make that shot, and that deer only, to see him crash out of there and go 40 yards, I'm just so thankful.
So we went ahead and slipped out. We saw him down. He's in the trees over there, and it was really, really dark for filming wise, and I want to do it with Jeff and Cole. I'm gonna wait for them. We're gonna run back and meet them over at Clint's and come back in and do it together. Hopefully they had as much luck as we did.
Dude, he don't take you no time, does it?
Oh, darn it. Yeah, he didn't make it nowhere. They got us in a bind too, boy.
They all come in together?
2 yards.
Did they get nervous?
They didn't get nervous until, they stopped right there and all that brush is in the way. You can't do anything. You're standing right there.
What did he look
Him
like?
and Buddy are the first ones. He looks great.
Look good?
Oh, yeah.
What did Buddy look like?
Oh, Buddy looked like a star, too. And so, Buddy's looking at me, and I just went, and of course, he hops off, but Murray didn't know what it was, and I just
How
poured
far?
away.
20
yards.
10?
Yeah, he crashed. He went. So he just went straight and ran over in them dead, the dead short timber over there. We heard him flopping over the log. You could see him crashing over the log. Probably mid-60s, probably about what y'all had him pegged.
Yeah.
Stud.
That's what I had him, 164. I know. He's got 26-inch main beams,
Yeah,
I
he
think.
got big old beam. Yeah. Buried.
Dang, that's awesome, man.
Did y'all see anything or what?
We filmed him. Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah. Yeah, I filmed the air go right in him.
Did you really?
Yeah, right in him.
Oh, come on. Seriously?
I didn't film him, he did.
Oh, crap, here you're talking about one. Well, what happened?
Well, hey guys, welcome to this week's Walk by Faith. And today I want to look at Galatians 6:10, and it says this: "So then, while we have the opportunity, let us do good to all people, and especially to those who are of the household of faith." I've been studying love for a while now, and love, agape love, is actually loving others without getting anything in return. And as humans, that is impossible. But through Christ, as we sit in front of Him and we read His Word, God can help our hearts, our regenerated hearts, to love like that. And that is what we're called to do. We are called to serve. Romans 5:8 talks about Christ dying, yet we were still sinners. He died for us. And it's just a perfect picture of the gospel of how that we should be for others, that we should get up each and every day and look to do good for others. And especially it says the household of faith. And that is really what we're to do. Those Christians, those brothers and sisters in Christ, we need it to be trying to bless them daily. So again, I think this is something that is definitely spiritual, it's definitely biblical, but it's very practical as well. Guys, I'm Jeff Danker, and remember, as we always say, shoot by sight and walk by faith.